Welcome to Incubate, where you can follow along as we attempt to conceive, design, and build a software MVP in 60 days, presented by me, Matt Ferrugia. Today is day 14 in our journey to build the best place for product managers to define a software product. So, how are we doing? Well, I've been on holiday for 7 days, and we've had other holidays in the team too. It's that kind of time of year. And I'll be honest, as we approach the 25% milestone tomorrow, it really doesn't feel like we're on track at the moment. To put it another way, we've used 25% of the time, and we probably have something like 5 to 10% of an MVP. But let's take a look at what we do actually have live. To bring up Netlify, here it is. It's a pretty basic React app. It's got a simple top navigation bar and the routing's in place to make it work. But the main event is this spreadsheet-like list of features. And what we have is not just static data. Although we haven't got a back-end engineer working on the project yet, that will start tomorrow. What we have been able to do is build an interim back-end solution that backs onto the GitHub API and stores our data in a GitHub repository. So, if I flip over to the GitHub website, I can see all the data that is populating that list here in the repo. Now, obviously, this data format isn't going to work long term. I can't see a single features file being the appropriate data format. But it does mean that I can go ahead and edit a description or a title in the JSON here and have it show up. So I pick this one here. This is a cool feature. And I commit those changes. Then, if I go back and I filter for a user role of a UX designer, give that a reload. What we should see, yeah, there we go. This is a cool feature. Obviously, that there was a caching issue there. I had to reload, but there we are. And we have this filtering that's here. You can filter by epics. You can filter by different roles or all. We also added this button that brings up a modal for add feature. It's kind of partially working at the moment. And that's pretty much what we have. A feature list, filtering, and a partial add feature UI. But being backed by a real data store, it's actually a pretty big deal because it lets us build a fully working version of our API layer, completely decoupled from all the work we need to do on AWS for real persistence. So small progress, but important building blocks. And to be honest, the bottleneck, it's not the dev team. It's really been me in the product manager role. I'm still really struggling to get enough feature details and designs down in front of the development team. What I have been able to do is I've been able to put together this design showing an expanded detail view for a feature in the feature list. Now, it's probably getting a bit busy for a UI at this stage, but what I do like about this approach, if we can pull it off, is that it makes it really easy to have an overview of the features and then quickly peek at the details of a feature to help clarify what it is without losing the context of that overview. That's really the value add of the screen. It lets you filter the context of the features and clarify quickly what each feature is without having to switch away or incur a slow UI update. And it ought to be better aligned with one of the jobs to be done of a product manager. But until we actually do that research, that's just a guess really.